Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fluent Personality podcast. I'm your host, Girish, and I'm delighted that you've joined us today. Whether you're listening while traveling, working, studying, or simply relaxing at home, thank you for being here. Today's episode is all about something every single one of us experiences: meeting someone for the first time.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sangeeta, and I'm really excited to be here. This is such an interesting topic because no matter who we are, we all meet new people throughout our lives. It could be a new colleague, a classmate, a neighbor, a client, or even someone we happen to sit next to on a flight.
That's so true. Every new relationship starts with a first meeting. Sometimes that meeting lasts only a few minutes, while other times it becomes the beginning of a lifelong friendship or an amazing professional opportunity.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is that those first few moments often have a lasting impact. People quickly form an opinion about us based on how we greet them, how we smile, how we speak, and even how we listen.
Have you ever heard someone say, "You never get a second chance to make a first impression"?
Oh yes, it's a very popular saying, and there's a lot of truth in it. Although first impressions can change over time, the first interaction often sets the tone for future conversations.
Before we dive deeper, let's ask our listeners a question. Think about the last person you met for the first time. Maybe it was yesterday, last week, or last month. How did you feel?
Were you confident? Were you nervous? Did you know what to say? Or were you wondering whether the other person liked you?
I think most of us have experienced those feelings. Even people who appear very confident sometimes feel nervous inside.
Absolutely. Confidence doesn't mean you're never nervous. It simply means you're willing to continue the conversation despite feeling nervous.
That's a wonderful way to put it. I remember my first day at a new job. I walked into the office, looked around, and saw people already talking with each other. I felt like everyone knew everyone except me.
I think many listeners can relate to that.
I was wondering, should I introduce myself? What if I interrupt someone? What if I forget someone's name?
Those are very common thoughts. I remember attending a communication workshop a few years ago. There were almost 50 participants, and I didn't know a single person.
Really? What happened?
At first, I quietly found a seat in the corner. I thought maybe someone would come and talk to me. But after a few minutes, I realized everyone was waiting for someone else to start the conversation.
That's interesting.
So I took a deep breath, walked over to a participant, smiled and said, "Hi, I'm Sangeeta. Is this your first workshop too?"
That's such a simple question.
Yes. And the amazing thing is that it worked. She smiled immediately and said, "Yes. I'm a little nervous."
So both of you were feeling exactly the same.
Exactly. We spent the rest of the day together, shared ideas, exchanged contact details, and we're still friends today.
That's a perfect example of how one simple introduction can lead to something meaningful.
Sometimes people think they need a clever opening line, but they really don't. Being genuine is much more important than being impressive.
I couldn't agree more. Let's talk about why first impressions matter. Why do you think people form opinions so quickly?
Our brains naturally process information very fast. Within moments, we notice facial expressions, body language, voice tone, eye contact, and even enthusiasm.
So it's not only about the words we use.
Exactly. Communication is much more than speaking. It's also about how we make people feel.
That's an important point. Imagine meeting two people. One person says, "Nice to meet you," while looking at their phone. The other person smiles, makes eye contact, and says exactly the same words.
The words are identical, but the experience is completely different.
Which person would you remember more positively?
Definitely the second person.
I think most people would choose the same answer.
That's because attention is a sign of respect.
Let's discuss another common misunderstanding. Many people believe that being good at English automatically means they're good at meeting people.
That's not always true.
Why do you say that?
Because communication isn't about using difficult vocabulary. You can know thousands of English words and still struggle to connect with people.
That's such a valuable lesson.
On the other hand, someone with simple English can make an excellent first impression because they're warm, friendly, and genuinely interested in the other person.
I love that idea. Sometimes we focus too much on speaking perfectly.
Yes, and perfection often creates unnecessary pressure.
Have you ever met someone who spoke very confidently but didn't really listen?
Many times.
How did that make you feel?
Honestly, it felt like they were waiting for their turn to speak rather than having a conversation.
That's an important difference.
Conversation is a two-way street, speaking is only one part, listening is equally important.
Let's give our listeners a practical example.
Great idea.
Imagine I meet you for the first time.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Girish. It's nice to meet you.
Hello Girish, I'm Sangeeta. It's wonderful to meet you too.
Is this your first time attending this event?
Yes, it is. I've been looking forward to it for weeks.
That's great. What made you decide to attend?
I wanted to improve my communication skills and meet people who enjoy learning.
That's a fantastic reason. I also enjoy meeting people who love learning new things.
Really? What's your favorite way to learn?
I enjoy reading books, listening to podcasts, and having conversations like this.
That's wonderful. Conversations help us learn from each other's experiences.
Notice something, everyone?
We didn't ask complicated questions.
Exactly. We simply showed curiosity.
Curiosity is one of the easiest ways to build a connection.
Let's also talk about smiling. Do you think smiling makes a difference?
Definitely. A genuine smile makes people feel comfortable and welcome.
Of course, it should be natural.
Yes, people can usually recognize the difference between a genuine smile and a forced one.
Another important habit is remembering names.
Absolutely.
If someone says, "Hi, I'm Rahul," it's helpful to respond with, "Nice to meet you, Rahul."
That's right. Repeating the person's name helps you remember it and makes them feel acknowledged.
Have you ever forgotten someone's name immediately after they introduce themselves?
Oh yes. I think almost everyone has.
Me too. Sometimes we're so busy thinking about what to say next that we don't actually hear the name properly.
That's why it's helpful to focus completely on the introduction instead of planning your next sentence.
That's excellent advice.
And don't be afraid to ask politely if you didn't catch someone's name. It's much better to ask again than to pretend you remember.
Very true. Before we wrap up today's first segment, let's each share one simple tip.
My tip is simple. Be genuinely interested in the other person. Ask questions, listen carefully, and don't worry about being perfect.
I love that. My tip is this. Don't wait for the perfect moment to introduce yourself. Sometimes the perfect moment is simply saying, "Hi, I'm Girish. Nice to meet you."
Exactly. Every friendship, every partnership, and every opportunity begins with one conversation.
And that conversation starts with a simple hello.
We hope today's discussion encourages you to take that first step the next time you meet someone new.
In the next part of this podcast, we'll explore how to start conversations naturally, avoid awkward silences, and keep people engaged without feeling nervous.
You won't want to miss it.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm Girish.
And I'm Sangeeta.
See you in the next episode.